Hi everyone. So in today's video, we will be talking about the Terraform state file. Correct. So as of now, we have seen that we used to develop our source code in VS Code, and we have the state file stored over there only. Correct. We have seen that. So now in this particular video, we will be talking about a specific to a state file. So what are the use case of the state file that we will see? So what is the purpose? It has the track resources managed by the Terraform. So it has all the configuration, whatever we pass, all the details. And this Terraform state file is stored with the name of the file, terraform.tfstate. What are the options to store the state file? Either we can have it on the local system from where we are calling the Terraform resources, or we can store it in backend services. That backend service can be for AWS cloud. It can be your S3. For Azure, it can be your blob storage, and for the GCP, it can be the storage one. What are the benefits of this state file? Either we can have it will be easy for the collaboration having the state file, so that multiple team can work on that and it can share the state files. There can be multiple, right? But yeah, at a different state. And this from the security perspective, that is also possible. You can have your bucket policy, you can have the encryption of the data, you can have your IAM role and policy attached with the S3 buckets, correct? So that it limited access will be granted. Only the gate objects kind of thing, correct? And you can have the concept of DynamoDB to implement this state logging, so that only one kind of write can happen at one time. And these are the simple Terraform state commands that can be written down, and you can implement the same Terraform state list, so move, and the remove. Correct? RM is the remove. Okay, so let's see. Just suppose this is the Terraform to TF file. So either it can be stored on your local system, or you can have the S3 bucket where it will be the remote backend for you. Correct? So let's get into this folder. We will be creating one folder here. I'm just creating one new. Let's create one new plus new state file. I'm giving the name Terraform state file. Okay. And yeah, this is the file. I'll be just opening here CMD, and then let's do the code dot. So it will open a VS Code. Okay, our VS Code has been opened. Let me create one main.tf, and I will just copying the content from another directory. So I will just copying these details what I have created for other project. So I'm just copying this VPC subnet and the public subnet too. So I'll be creating one VPC here. Then I'll be creating one public subnet and public subnet too, that I'll be creating. After that, I'll be creating one more file, variables.tf, variables.tf. Okay. In the variables.tf, like whatever the variables we are calling here, VPC name, public subnet name 1, public subnet 2, correct? So these variables I will have to declare. So either I can write down here. So I can write, and here I can write what's the variable name we have declared, VPC name, correct? So I will have to write VPC name, and here we can pass the type, and you can type here a string, and you can pass the default name, whatever the name you want. So I can write demo underscore VPC, correct? In the similar way, you can have the second variable, and what's the name of the variable? Public subnet name 1. Why is it not picking up? Variable public subnet name 1, type string, and the default the same public subnet name, or I will be writing as public subnet 1, 1, correct? Sorry, 1. And now I'll be defining one more variable public subnet name to type string default value. I'll be giving public subnet 2. So these are the three variables, demo VPC, public subnet name 1, public subnet name 2, correct? These are being used in your main.tf. So you can write down resources. For the BPC, we are passing /16, and for your our subnet, we are passing 1.0 /24 and /24 2.0, correct? That you can see. And the subnet name will be picked up from the variables.tf file, correct? So this is okay. Now, if you run this, we will have to declare that providers.tf as well. Okay. So let's create that file as well, providers.tf. And in the providers.tf, I will copy the same content. So let me pick it from the different file. So these are the state files related things. I'll be using the same credential. So let me just copy it and paste it over here. Okay. So here you can see backend part I have just commented down because I'll be creating the bucket with the same name. But for now, we will just see how can we store our state file on the local system. Then we will be creating for it on the backend S3, correct? We will be using that. So for now, these are the credentials. These are the temporary credentials. You will have to create your own for accessing because I'll be deleting this after the video, correct? So just I have just saved it. And now let's run this Terraform init. So initially it will initialize the provider this AWS and it will create one log file here and the one state file. So let's directly go to the terminal and we will run here Terraform init. Okay, it's initializing SGOP/AWS version 5.8.0. What we have mentioned here, it's initializing. Once installation will happen, installation will be done, we will be running this our Terraform plan command, and we will see what happens for the correct. So in the initialization, if you see, initialization is done. Now I'll be running this Terraform plan command. It will show me what are the things which will be created. If you can see now, terraform.tfstate file has been created and terraform.tfstate.log. Correct. So on the local system, it has created one state file and one log file as well. Plan 3 to add. This state file has been removed in between. Once we will do the apply, terraform.tfstate will be created and it will have all the configuration. Plan 3 to add, 0 to change. So what are the things which are being created? So if you want to see, it's creating the VPC, it's creating public subnet 2 and the public subnet 1. Now let's run the Terraform apply here. Terraform apply. And you already know that we can have the feature of this auto approve so that it will directly authenticate and it will apply the same things. So let's do the auto approve. And you can see the terraform.tf state file is being written, correct? So right now we are unable to open it. But once the completion, the addition will happen, yeah, three resources have been added. So now we can see the configuration details in this state file. So let's see what are the details. It has created AWS subnet, public subnet 1. These are the details related to subnet, public subnet 1. Then there is a second subnet, public subnet 2, and all the details related to that subnet ID, IPv6 native, ARN, owner ID. This is the account ID of the AWS, correct? So all these details and then the VPC. So it has stored all the configuration. And then there is a log.hl, that is different one. So this is the how we can store a state file on the local system with the name with the help of this terraform.tf state. So we have not given this name, correct? So it has been created default by default with the help of terraform only. So this is how we can have the state file on the local system. It also creates one backup file for the state file, correct? So if I change anything here, like just suppose that I'm changing the VPC name. So rather than this demo of VPC, I'm just passing test VPC. Correct. I'm just changing this configuration. Now let me run the pipeline again. I'll be just running directly Terraform apply. You will see one backup file will be created for this TF state. So let's directly apply this. 0 to add, 1 to change. One thing was need to be modified from demo VPC to test VPC. That has been implemented here. You can see in the application plan as well. And you will see one backup file has been created. And now there is Terraform TF state will have the details with the name of VPC, test VPC rather than having that demo VPC. Let's see here. It has been created as test VPC rather than the demo VPC. And in the backup file, you will see that it should have the name of this demo VPC. So let's get into the my VPC. It's the demo VPC, correct? Same thing you can check on the your AWS console as well. So let me open the VPC here. Earlier it had created with the name of demo VPC now, but now it should be with the name of test VPC. So you can see the test VPC, correct? So the thing is, we want to implement the backend configuration here. We don't want to have this low state file only, correct? We want to see that use case as well. So now I'll be removing this and we will be using the backend configuration. Okay, fine. We will have to create one bucket with the name of this. So let's directly get into the AWS console. We will be creating one bucket. I will have to create one bucket here. Okay, so I'm just passing the name and rest of the details will be the same. We can enable the versioning here. That will be helpful for us. And yeah, that's it. Let's create the bucket. Okay, so bucket has been created. And within this bucket, I will be passing the name as well. So as you can see here in the VS code, when in the configuration, I'm passing DevOps slash terraform.tfstate. So I'll be creating one directory with the name of DevOps and terraform.tfstate will be created by default. So I'll be just creating one folder here with the name of DevOps. DevOps, that's fine. Create folder. So within this Terraform remote state demo, there will be a directory called as DevOps, and then there should be a file with the name of terraform.tfstate, correct? So here it should be object when we'll be running the pipeline. This Terraform plan actually, when I say the pipeline, correct? So let me save this. And again, let's run the Terraform init. Let's see. There should be one error. Okay, and we have received the error as well. What is the error? Let's see. So you will see that no valid credential source is found. Why did this happen? This happened because whatever the provider details we have passed here, this provider details, that is being used by the user, like for the user for which we have created the access key and second key. This is able to get into the AWS account and it's able to create the resources. But when we are fetching this, when we are trying to store the state file in the AWS S3, that is the backend configuration. So for that, you will have to explicitly define the profile. That means this backend S3 configuration is not associated with the this access key and secret access key, correct? This backend configuration explicitly required the different credential authentication. That's why it has got failed. So what we will have to do here to resolve this issue, we will have to create one profile and that profile name will be mentioning here so that it can authenticate and it can save the state file in that particular S3 bucket. So what I will do, I will create one profile here. I will do the AWS configure SSO, correct. I'll be giving the name. I'll be just giving the name of demo. Or let me do one thing here. I'll be running the AWS configure SSO. Sorry, SSP it has been open. So let me run clear command here. clear AWS configure SSO. The profile name I will give the test. Okay, this one is also created. Let me select a different name, AWS configure SSO, and I will be giving the remote backend. That I will give the name, profile name, remote backend. Okay, SSO start URL I will have to pass. So SSO start URL you can get from the IAM Identity Center. So let's get into the IAM Identity Center. This is my SSO URL. So I will just pass it over here. Start SSO region, AP South 1, scope, SSO account access. And all done. I have to authenticate this. I'll be just passing one code, username, password. And then I will have to pass the one code here. So what is the code? 710 719. I have enabled actually multiple authentication. That's why it's asking for the code. Now let me do the allow access. And the profile has been created here. Correct? You can see profile has been created with the administrator access. I'll be passing the region here. AWS, sorry, AP South 1. And the profile name is, sorry, JSON, the output format. And the profile name is remote backend. And anything else I had mentioned? I had mentioned the remote backend only, correct? So I'll be using the same remote backend. Profile has been created. So now here I'll be passing the same remote backend, that value, so that it will do the authentication with the help of this profile, correct? So I'm just passing this name. I will save this. Now I will run the Terraform init command and you will see that it will work fine. Initializing the backend. So it's asking initializing, but do we want to copy existing state to the new backend? That means it has created one state file here already. As you can see, it had, sorry, it has been logged actually. So the state file is there, correct? What we have seen just earlier. So it's asking for, do you want to copy existing state to the new backend? Yes, will be accepted. And no to start with an empty state. So if you want to store all these details, you can type yes, and automatically there will be one file created over here in the objects, and you will see that that will have the terraform.tfstate, correct? Right now it does not have anything. So I will just type yes here. I will just type yes. Successfully configured the backend, correct? Now let me see here. One terraform.tfstate has been created. Let me open and you will see that AWS subnet, public subnet 1, then the public subnet 2, and then the VPC details. All the things have been covered here, correct? It has been transferred to the remote S3, correct? So this is how you can transfer. And if I do any kind of changes, that will be implemented over there. So now let me run the Terraform plan and you will see everything will be stored in that S3 bucket. So let's do the Terraform plan. There will be in no changes because it's the same configuration. We have not made any changes. So it will just refresh the state and it will show the no changes. Let me change the name of the VPC, and from the test VPC I'll be doing it again, demo underscore VPC, Control S. And now in the state file where you can see the test VPC, it should be changed to demo VPC. So now let's do the Terraform apply again. I'll be directly running the Terraform apply here, or let's run the Terraform plan first. So let's run the Terraform plan. And you will see it's refreshing one to change. What is being changed? Test VPC to demo VPC, correct? Let's apply this. Terraform apply, auto approve. Okay. So meanwhile, this will be applied. You will see the state within the state file. The details will be updated. One to change. What is being changed? Test VPC to demo VPC. Zero added, one change. Now let's get into this AWS S3. Let me refresh and let me reopen it. Open. Let's get into the VPC. You will see the name of the VPC, demo VPC. And even on the console, you will see, just refresh the test VPC. It has been changed to demo VPC, and the same thing has been stored in your state file as well. So this is how you can store your state file either on the local system, or so now this state file has been blank, correct? As you can see on the local, because we have transferred everything on AWS S3, that is the remote backend. So this is how we can implement this remote backend. We can I have the local state file as well, and we can migrate it, correct? So you will, if you are doing it on the local system, you will have to create one profile, and the same thing you will have to mention in while doing the backend configuration, that what is the profile name, correct? Now to destroy all these resources, you will have to run this terraform destroy command, and it will ask for your approval, and it will destroy all the resources, correct? In the next video, we will be talking in depth about other things, correct? So you can see all the things are being destroyed. Enter a value yes, and all the things are being destroyed. Three destroyed. We'll see the VPC has been destroyed, the subnets has been destroyed. So right now you will see there are two subnets and one VPC. Let me refresh. This VPC will go on, and these subnets will also be deleted. It's deleted, correct? So now we are clear. We have cleaned up the infrastructure as well. Okay. So in the next video, we will be talking about the different topics, and that will be our rather than Terraform still, we will be talking about the Terraform conditional resource creation, count, for loop depends on, and the lifecycle create before destroy, correct? So that we will be talking about. So today we talked about the Terraform state file. So that's all for today's video. And you can watch out my public GitHub repository as well, where I'll be posting all the code changes. Okay. So to check on other videos, you can watch out my channel, and you can see the AWS related content and the Terraform related contents. So thank you till the time. We will come up with one more interesting video in the next session. Thank you. Bye bye.